There are over 220 different unique agricultural commodities produced in the state of Oregon. Whether it's cranberries on the coast, potatoes in the east, or grass seed in the Willamette Valley, every county has lots of agriculture to share. Today, we will be talking about eggs. Before we learn how eggs get from the hen to your house, let's take a step back in history. The early ancestors of chickens, wild fowl, are believed to have been domesticated around 3200 BC in ancient Egypt. However, scientists say that it wasn't until 1400 BC that man started using the bird's eggs as food. In 1493, Christopher Columbus brought the first hens, the ones closely related to the hens in today's egg production, to America. Fast forward to the late 1920s, the majority of eggs were still produced in backyard systems. Today, the average hen lays an egg every 24 to 26 hours, or about 265 eggs per year. Chickens haven't always been that efficient. In 1913, Lady Macduff was the first hen to lay over 300 eggs in a year. Lady Macduff was the product of Oregon State University's extensive breeding program. The science from Lady Macduff and OSU still have a huge impact on today's egg production and how egg farmers run their operations.
So the age-old question, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? On our farm, it's always the chicken. So we receive day-old baby chicks, and first job we have is to raise those chicks up of age when they start laying eggs.
Our hens are housed in our barns roughly at 18 weeks of age. They start laying eggs in a couple of weeks after that. They're going to be producing at a very high rate of lay within a month or so as we increase the nutrition and the lights on the birds.
It's really important to keep our hens comfortable. They like to be in the mid 70-degree range, and they also like to be fed every day. So we make sure that they never run out of feed. It's very important that feed meets their needs. So it's got to have enough calcium, protein, and all the things that a hen needs to create an egg. It's a lot of work.
So the chickens are fed a very nutritionally balanced ration. We make our own feed on the farm. It's corn and soy and other animal and vegetable proteins, mostly vegetable, minerals, vitamins. It's a very balanced ration. We make a new ration for the farm for each house every week. We make sure that they get all that they want, and the eggs that they produce then are a reflection of that good nutrition that we give them.
One of the cool things about modern farming is that we can actually track what's going on our farm pretty closely. So we know exactly how many eggs are coming out of a house, how much feed is going in. So we monitor the flocks very closely. And one of the fun things is that animal welfare actually translates into better production. We have people that are in the houses every day monitoring the hens and making sure that they have everything that they need. Obviously, they have to have feed and water all day long. We have to ventilate the houses, keeping them comfortable at a good temperature. And at that point, it's really up to the hen to do her job, which is what she wants to do, and that's lay eggs. The hens obviously are laying eggs. The eggs roll down onto conveyors so that they get conveyed into our egg processing room. The first thing that happens is the eggs come into what's called the accumulator. They're split up into 12 rows to move through the machine. Then they go through an orientation process where all the eggs are oriented so that the points are faced in the same direction so that they sit in the carton correctly whenever they're packaged. They go through a wash cycle that lasts a little bit over a minute, and then they're inspected for quality.
Eggs are graded across high-speed machinery. The eggs flow through a washer, temperature-controlled, sanitary, with a chlorine rinse at the end to provide for excellent sanitation. They go through a candling booth, and in the candling process, you're looking for any internal imperfections. Electronically, the machine will check for broken eggs, checks, we call them, restricted eggs that would go to a breaking plant to turn into egg products. The eggs are then weighed. Weight determines the size, whether it's a jumbo, an extra large, a medium, or a small. They get directed by a computer into different packing lanes that are set up to put them into the appropriate packaging with the right labeling. And that's where the eggs are, the cartons are dated. At that point, they're checked to make sure that all the cells in the cartons are full. The machine closes them. They go to the end of the packing lane. People put them into the shipping containers and ready to go in the cooler. within a week from the lay, the eggs will be graded, washed, sized, carton packaged, and into a pallet of eggs that's going to go to a store to be ready for the consumers. So in the egg industry, like most of agriculture, we're faced with ever-increasing amounts of regulation. We adjust every day to that. We sometimes talk about the audit of the week in our business, but we have animal welfare regulations. We have grading and sanitation, food safety type regulations. We have hen health type rules that we follow under the egg safety rule from FDA. We also are very conscious of our environmental responsibilities, and we deal with things like air emissions and water and things like that, and are regulated through departments of ecology for permits that we have to renew on an annual basis.
Egg farmers work hard to make sure that their hens are happy and healthy, and that eggs make it to the grocery store shelves safely. In Oregon, over 720 million eggs are produced every year. That's a lot of eggs. Where do they all go? In delicious and nutritious meals.
What I love about eggs is they are a very versatile food, easy to use, easy to prepare. Nutritionally, they're a little powerhouse of a food product, and it's easy to teach kids to use them in a variety of recipes. You can have a lot of success when you cook with eggs in that they're easy to work with, easy to prepare, and you can create a variety of recipes using them.
I love that eggs are very enjoyable to eat. It's one of those dishes that when you make it, almost everyone loves an egg scramble or a sponge cake that's made with eggs or a custard. So they're a very approachable food.
Eggs are a very easy to prepare food. They can be used in a variety of different foods. They supplement nutrition, vitamins, protein in the diet of young people and old people alike.
Per gram of protein that you're getting, it's one of the least expensive types of protein that you can add to your diet. And in addition, it's a very dense protein source. So what that means is you're getting a lot of protein for the calories you're eating, which is great especially if you're trying to either limit the number of calories that you're eating per day, or if you're just trying to maintain a healthy weight. That's going to be important for everyone.
When I shop for eggs, because I teach a middle school class, I try to present the idea that I try to get the best quality eggs for the best price that I can find. Sometimes that is organic, sometimes that's cage-free, but often I buy conventional eggs. I think the conditions that conventional eggs are produced in are much better than they've ever been, and the quality of the eggs is definitely great.
Eggs have a ton of benefits when it comes to healthful eating. They have protein, they have lots of vitamins and minerals. They are a source of, like I said, vitamin B12. In fact, they're also one of the only food sources of vitamin D. So eggs and fatty fish are some of the only natural food sources of vitamin D. And otherwise, we either have to supplement or eat fortified foods like milks and cereals and flours that have been supplemented with some of those nutrients that we can't ourselves make.
I know that people have been concerned about cholesterol in recent years. I do look at eggs as a very nutritionally sound, simple food, and I think we have a movement in our nation back towards sort of simple foods, and eggs provide nutrients and protein that is very dense. I think the problem people have with eggs come about when we add the butter or the salt and those kinds of things, but eggs in their pure form are very nutritionally sound.
Another interesting fact is that compared to eggs in 2002, when they've tested eggs more recently, there's actually been a 14% decline in the amount of cholesterol in the eggs that we are buying now. So that can actually make a difference for some people.
Some of my favorite uses for eggs and recipes are quiche is always a wonderful standard. You can incorporate lots of vegetables. Seasonal produce is wonderful to throw in with eggs in the form of a quiche. It's a very satisfying and nutritionally sound product. I also really enjoy just a simple scramble, again, utilizing a lot of vegetables and fresh herbs.
You can use whatever your favorite vegetables are. It's actually a great way to clean out your fridge at the end of the week, is put all those spare vegetables into an egg scramble, a little bit of low-fat cheese on the top, and you have a really delicious and healthy breakfast. One that really surprised me was with my middle school students last year. We dipped asparagus spears into an egg batter and then coated them in whole wheat breadcrumbs and baked them and made these crunchy asparagus spears. And there wasn't a single one left after class. I thought I was gonna have all this leftover asparagus, and they ate every last morsel. It was delicious.
Our company, and I presume most of my friends in the industry, have always felt like it's important to produce the most wholesome food possible for consumers.
And when we put our name on a product, we want our consumers to recognize that, they're dealing with a local company that produces a great product, and they can have a lot of confidence in us. Regardless of which type of egg you choose in the egg case, you can be certain you're getting a great product.
We've been here a long time. We plan to be here as an egg producing farm for a lot longer. We're prepared to make the changes that will provide wholesome and healthy and economical food for our customers going forward, and hope that you'll look for our eggs at the store.
Next time you see a carton of eggs, think about all that goes into getting them from the hen to your house. Eggs are the product of years of history, careful planning, and intensive process. The incredible egg is one of over 220 different agricultural commodities made here in Oregon. They all have an important role in our lives. Please contact Oregon Agriculture in the Classroom for verification of facts stated in the video. Or to learn more about eggs or more about Oregon agriculture, visit OregonAITC.org.